We're going to work extra on balance tonight as we prepare for the full moon. Okay, so with the feet hip-width distance apart, let's start getting ourselves lined up, right? Hips over the ankles, shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders, palms by your side, and just start to bring your breath into your practice. So we'll work toward a nice balanced breath here, just allowing it to smooth out. And then as we deepen, I'll start out counting with you and then you'll just go off on your own. Okay, so we're going to do inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale 4, hold for 4. Okay, so take a nice deep exhale to start with, and then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold at the top of the breath there. 3, 2, 1, and now we're going to exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold at the bottom of the breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold 3, 4. Exhale and hold. And just continue. This is the box breath, right? So just continue in for 4, hold for 4, exhale 4, hold for 4. You can choose to slow this down. Just keep it even. And after the next time, whenever it comes around for you, that you exhale and hold for 4, then just allow your breath to come back to its regular movement. All right, so that box breath is a classic for calming things down and relieving stress. And as the moon gets full, sometimes we need to, or we get excess energy and we need to calm it down a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and just shake out, see if you've been feeling a little tight. And let's make sure those feet are nice and grounded. So start by swaying side to side on your feet, looking for vertical center. And when you feel like you have vertical center, come right to the center of the feet, and then we're going to go forward and back, looking for that horizontal center of the foot. And then landing with all 4 corners of the feet firmly planted in the earth. Inhale and exhale. So let's draw the arms up, nice deep inhale. Reach up, shoulders down, turn the palms out, and feel the spine lengthen even as you draw the arms down. Getting longer and taller each way. And again, draw it up, feet ground down farther, but the ribs move away from the hips. The spine lengthens, you get taller, and even as you bring your arms down, the spine is lengthening even more. Good, and one more breath like that. Just take it at your own pace. You don't have to rush in or out of it. Just stick with the sensations that you are feeling. And bring your hands down. Okay, and And we will start to move the spine side to side and in a twist, and we're going to do our cat-cow sequence from tabletop. So let's go ahead and take the knees a little wider, shake things out. Everything's been pretty locked tight, right? Okay, and we're going to go right arm up and tilt to the left. Left arm up and twist right. So we're going tilt and twist. Take it up and right arm down, tilt to the right, arms up, twist to the left. Keep this nice and gentle. Remember, we are waking up the spine here. Arms up, tilt left, take it up, twist right, and center, yes, and start going at your own pace if you want. All we're doing is tilting to one side, coming up, and twisting to the other. Being mindful. As you do this, start to pay attention to your feet, wanting to keep them nice and grounded, right? So we started with the left arm down, tilting toward the left, extending through the right side. So once you get back over there, just hold. And then float your left arm up, press those left fingertips away, and start to bring the right shoulder back so your heart shines up. And come center, bring the arms up. We're going to twist to the right now and stay here. Inhale with lots of length in the spine, turn your gaze toward your right fingertips. And whenever your next exhale comes around, turn your gaze to the left. Good. And when you next exhale, turn your gaze back to the right. And draw the arms up. I'll bet those arms are feeling it now. We're going to tilt over to the right. Stay grounded through that whole left side. Float the right arm up. Press away. We're almost done. Take the left shoulder back. Heart shines up. Come center. Lift tall. And twist to the left. Now staying here. Put length in the spine. Exhale. Gaze towards your left fingertips. And whenever your next exhale happens, turn your gaze toward the right. And turn your gaze back toward the left when you exhale. Inhale the arms up and just let it all go. Up and down. Let the knees be soft. Let the hips be soft. Let those shoulders and arms release. Eventually, in your forward fold with your arms back, just hang out here for a moment and start to find grounding through the feet here. Ground through the feet, your arms are back. Now engage your core and lift up so that your abdomen and your torso is parallel with the mat instead of dropping forward. Notice what kind of energy that brings. We're going to stay with that. Draw the shoulders, draw the arms up to shoulder height. Okay, we feel like we're in almost chair pose, right? So let's go ahead and sit a little deeper. Bring the arms overhead. Inhale, float the arms up, and exhale, release, shake it out. All right. Could you feel your glutes at any point there? Some of the work was back here. Okay, we want to keep them active. All right, so let's work on a little bit of balance from forward folding. So we've got the feet hip-width distance apart. We're going to float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Remember, we're going to fold from the hip creases. We're keeping the spine long. And as you come up, take your right heel up. Right heel, arms overhead. And take it down, and we're going left heel up. Good. And bring it down. And now, carefully, try both heels up. Keep those ankles steady. If they start to wobble, then come out of this. We don't want this happening. All right, bring it down. We're going right heel or knee. and down, left heel or knee, and down, double heel or double knee. Anybody? And down, and if the double heel isn't doing it for you, just continue right and left. So you're going to go on your own, right heel or knee, left heel or knee, double heel, or just alternate. Just see what your balance is doing right now. So this is a nice little moving balance, right? As we move in and out. The next time you complete your round, whether it's with the left side or the double heels, come back to mountain pose. Whenever you finish, and then just feel your breath moving around. Inhale and exhale. Yep, and finish wherever you are. Okay. Good. All right, so that was just a little moving balance. Now we're going to see what happens when we try and hold it. All right, so it's going to be the same thing, right, left, and possibly double. Take it up, inhale, but we're going to hold in between. Take it down, and right heel or knee. Remember, you need to fix your gaze right away. Come square on that left foot. Keep your mind calm. And release. Take it down and try that with the left heel or knee, whichever one you were working on. We're holding, we're fixing the gaze, we're staying calm. Take it down, and if you're doing double heel, do double heel. If you're doing alternating, just pick one side and take that one up. And hold. So we're really paying attention to the ankles here, making sure they're safe and happy. Good. Now bring it down, take your feet slightly wider, and just move around. You can release in a nice little rag doll here. Just let things go. And then come back to center, float the arms out and up. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. And we're going to come to the back of the mat here. Okay, so we've got the feet hip width distance at the back of the mat. All right. Everybody good? All right, we're going to float the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive over those hip creases. See how the legs feel about this. The hands might be high, low, anywhere in between. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back, shine your heart forward. Sink the hips, hands down, and walk forward into a plank. So your knees could be up or down. You're in a plank. Inhale and exhale. And then come into downward facing dog. Find 4 points of balance in your dog, right? You're evenly distributed between 2 hands and 2 feet. And go ahead and walk the legs out, right? Bend one knee and then the other. Press one heel down and hold. Press the other heel down and hold. And press both heels down and hold. And now we're going to get the knees to the mat at the same time as we come into tabletop. So remember your options in tabletop. Your hands might be slightly more forward. You might have them elevated on a rolled up part of your mat. Depends on how your wrists feel. Okay, and from here, we're going to find 4 points of balance, 2 hands, 2 knees. And we're going to press up through the ribs to come to a neutral spine. We want that spine nice and neutral here. Okay, so we don't want to be sagging or anything like that. Okay, so we're pressed up. Okay, now we're going to move into cats and cows. We arch the back, shine the heart forward, go through neutral and into that rounded cat. And arch and round. So from hands and knees, we get a really good opportunity to notice, feel the various movements of the spine here, right? Making sure the head follows the spine, it doesn't lead any movements. Come back to that neutral, right? We're basically pressing up into the rib cage from the floor, keeping the spine in neutral. Tuck your toes, and here come some options. Arch into the cow, round into cat as you lift your knees 2 inches off the mat. Bring the knees down, arch into cow, tuck the toes, and as you come into cat, lift up. So I'm constantly, when I do this, pointing my toes behind for cow and tucking them when I come up into cat. So that might be how you want to do it. We're going to come back into the cow now and option take it all the way up into down dog. And a couple more times, either cow to just cat, cow to cat with knees, or cow, cat into dog. And just do that 2 more times. Good. And then coming back into table, sit off to the side and start to shake everything out. Okay. So we're going to find our way to seated mountain pose. That go okay for everybody? Make sure you give those wrists a little break. Everybody's with me? Good? Okay. Give those wrists a little jiggle here. And we're going to find seated balance now with the sit bones in mountain pose, right? So we want to make sure that those sit bones are even on the mat. The legs are long. And let's even do this. Press away with one leg, flex the foot, press away with the other leg. So the legs are now super long. We're sitting up nice and tall. Seated mountain pose, still feeling evenness through the sit bones here. Inhale and exhale. Good. And shake everything out and release. All right, so we're going to do some core work here. What a surprise. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll roll down. Just thinking about who's here and what would be good core work for you guys to do. I know. All right, so we're going to roll down, and we've got the spine on the mat. So strong core really helps with balance. We know that, right? We're going to take the right leg straight up, point the toes. Now flex the foot. The left knee is still bent. We take that right leg down about 15 degrees. So remember, there's 90 degrees between perpendicular and when we get back down to the mat, right? So we're about 1/6 of the way. And another. And then about halfway. And then another 15 degrees. So now we're lower than halfway. And another 15 degrees. And now just float that heel off the mat. Just hold it there. We're going to take it up just as slowly. Take it up 15 degrees and another 15. And we're about halfway up, 45-degree angle. And another 15, another 15. And now perpendicular to the earth. We're at a nice right angle here. All right, wiggle your foot at me if you felt that. Anybody? Okay, let's go ahead and bend the right knee, bring the right foot down, take the left leg straight up, point the toe, now flex the foot, and we come down 15. And another 15. And now we're halfway down. Start to notice what's happening here. Now we are below halfway, right? We're about 60 degrees, 75. And now the heel just hovers. Is there any difference going on in the core? Let's take it back up. Part way. A little more. About halfway. A little more. A little more. And straight up. And bend the left knee, bring the foot down. Let those knees open and close. All right, so that's an awesome way to do this. Another way to do it is sit on your hands, and we're going to take both legs up, okay? So let's actually start so we can do 3 rounds. We'll start with the left knee in tabletop and the right leg straight up. Now, if this turns out to not be great for you, bring both your feet down. If even with the feet down, it's not your move tonight, then just go ahead and work your core or wave your feet at me and I'll show you something else. Okay, we're going slow. 15, 30, halfway down. Ooh, another 15, another, floating the heel, and we're coming up just as slowly. 15, 30 up, halfway up, slightly more, a little more, and right leg perpendicular. Now bend that right knee, and we're taking the left leg up, okay, with the foot flexed. We're coming down. Remember, this right leg is in tabletop, so it's not, the calf isn't hanging down, the knee isn't towards your face, okay? We're in a strong tabletop here, right angle. Let's go. 15, 30, halfway, 45, 60, 75. Hover the heel and slowly up and up and halfway and a little more, and perpendicular. Now bring the knees in, and rock side to side. All right, is anybody starting to feel this? Raise your foot, wave at me if you're starting to feel this. Okay, all right, so we can try this with both legs straight. Remember, this is about your spine, so if the feet down is best for you, knees tabletop turns out to be best for you, or legs straight is okay, you do what's okay for you. 2 legs up, okay? This is our last round through from wherever you're working. Right heel, right foot is flexed, heel down 15, 30, 45, we're halfway, 60, 75, heel is hovering. 90 would be all the way down, but we don't want to go there because that would be resting. Take it up 15, 30, take it halfway, take it a little more, and both legs perpendicular. All right, let's just take a little second here, and both legs back straight up. Okay, remember you can be doing any variation. Flex your left heel, take it down 15, and 30, and 45. And we're on the left now, right? And a little more. And now that left heel is hovering. And then we're coming up slow, and slow, slow, halfway, and slow, almost up, and up. Woo! Bring the knees in and rock side to side. Inhale and exhale. Alrighty, we're just going to do a little bit of oblique work here. So we already have the knees in. Let's go with that. Arms are long here. And we're going to let the knees sway from side to side. The act of catching yourself before the knees come all the way over is where you're going to get that real challenging work for the obliques. So catch yourself before your knees come all the way over. Okay? So that's a good one. And now we're going to take it over to the right and hold, and then extend the legs, bend the knees, come center, take it to the left, extend the legs, bend the knees, come center, and keep going side to side, either leg extension or not, and you can extend the legs as you go, or you can go to the side first, then extend, right? So you're either keeping it discrete movements, or you're going smooth. Whichever one serves you best right now. The next time you're over to the right, you're going to love this. We're going to go straighten and bend 4 times. 3. Try and keep both shoulders on the mat. 2 and 1. And take it over to the left. And we're going to go 4. Both shoulders are grounded. 3 and 2. Yes, and 1. Bring it in. I told you you would love that. Let's go ahead and move around on the spine. Just release. Bring your feet down and let those knees just gently open and close. Or just rest stable here if that feels better than doing any movement. Inhale and exhale. All right, super. So let's go ahead and give those hips something to be happy about. All right. So that was pretty challenging, and we did a lot with the back. So we're going to keep the hips isolated. We'll do some water wheel. All right. So let's go ahead with both knees bent. We'll bring the right knee in, point up, flex down, and just keep this nice and flowy. Okay. This is all for the hips here. Try not to get too intense of a movement where, other things start to feel like they have to work really hard to support this. We're just moving that hip around, making it happy, and then hold the knee in and flex the foot, and let's go reverse. So let this be the happiest water wheels you've done all week. And hold that right knee in, holding onto the shin or the hamstring. Let the right leg come out and back to center. Okay, so your left knee is still bent. You can place your right foot on your left thigh. Place your left hand outside of your right thigh. Straighten that left leg any amount or none, and take your right arm out by your shoulder. And just gently let that left knee come past the belly button. And then let it come a little deeper. Let that right hip lift. Take your gaze towards your right fingertips. As you come back through center, let your legs cross tightly at the thighs, so your right leg's crossed over the left. And then draw your knees in. And you might be holding your ankles, you might have your shins or even the side of your legs, but just go ahead and move around. Let those hips release, especially the right one. And then release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat, hands by your side. We begin water wheel on the left knee in, point up. Flex down. Just a nice rotation. And the next time your left knee is in, hold it in, flex your left foot, and we flex out, point up, knee in. And keep going. And the next time that left knee comes in, hold on to your shin or hamstring and let that left leg come out to the left and back center. Left and center. All right, go ahead and place your left foot on your right thigh. Straighten the right leg any amount or none at all. Take your right hand outside your left thigh. Left arm is out from the shoulder. And let that left knee just come a little bit past the belly button. And then more to the right as the right, that would be your left hip lifts, but both shoulders are still on the mat. And then as you come back through center, bring the legs into an X, crossing tightly at the thighs. Hold on somewhere and move around. See how this hip is feeling. And then release, unwind, bring your feet to the mat, and let your knees gently open and close just a couple of times as we return to tabletop. So we're going to come back to tabletop. All right. So just square yourself off in your tabletop, right? And take your right leg back. Press through the heel, so you're tucking your toes. Press through the heel and roll over the foot. Just a little bit. Press and roll here. And then bring your right knee down and do the same thing on the left. Good. And bring it down. And we're going to bring the hands a little bit in front of the shoulders, a few steps in front of the shoulders, and just move around in a little circle. Just look for anything that needs to be released and work on it. So do whatever kind of movements are feeling appropriate and releasing for you here as we prepare ourselves for a nice little child's pose. And when you feel ready, take your big toes together, your knees wide apart. Bring your hands forward or back, whichever suits you best right now. And find yourself in child's pose. All right, float yourself up into a downward facing dog. And find your 4-point balance in dog. All right. And then take whatever journey works for you right now to bring your feet to your hands. Okay, it could be a bunch of small steps, a couple of hops, a couple of large steps, whatever works for you. When you get feet and hands in the same proximity, go ahead and bring your forearms to your thighs, hips back, hands come to your heart, press through your feet, bring your fingertips all the way up as you inhale, and exhale your way back to mountain pose. When you did that exhale, did you happen to notice your spine lengthening? Let's try that one more time. Okay, so we're going to bring the hands down. Remember, the spine is going to lengthen as we come up. Arms overhead. And it's also going to lengthen as you go down. I think I'm going to start calling this the corkscrew, because I always think about a corkscrew where the cork is coming out of the bottle as you bring the arms down, right? That's what it reminds me of. Okay, inhale and exhale. All right, let's get some sun salutations in. So we're going to come to the top of the mat. And find a nice balanced mountain pose at the top of the mat. Check in with your posture. Check in with your feet. Check in with your breath. Okay, inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, we're swan diving over straight legs. The hands go where it's right for them to go right now. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back. Shine your heart forward for your half lift. Bring your hands down and step back into lunge, right leg back. Find your way into lunge from here. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to find our way now to a plank. It could be knees up or down. And nice strong chaturanga. So we're lowering slowly to the mat. Maintain control the whole time. And we're going to work on locust. So bring your hands back by your thighs here. Your feet are hip-width distance apart. The toes are pointing. And you're gazing towards your mat. So your head is in as neutral a position as possible here. And it stays that way. It's just going to follow the spine, right? We're never throwing the head back. So let's exhale, and then as you inhale, start lifting your pinkies toward the sky and allow that to start lifting your heart, and the head follows. Yeah. And then release. And we're going to do that same thing, okay? Lift pinkies. The lifting starts to draw the heart up, the head follows, and now we add the legs. And release. Okay, bring your hands under your shoulders and find your way into down dog. But notice, as you move into down dog, are you in balance the whole time? Do you wind up a little off balance and move back into it? Just notice what's going on for you. And you're in a nice balanced 4-point downward facing dog here. Inhale and exhale. We're going to take this to a 3-point balance. Just raise that right leg straight up. And we're going to flex the right foot and tap those right toes into the left ankle and come back up. So we're tapping into the ankle and back up. Tap ankle and back up. One more time, tap left ankle, back up. Take a big step, whatever big step is available to you right now, forward with the right foot. And then just continue your journey. It doesn't matter how far forward that right foot went, because now you're just continuing your journey to the top of your mat. Okay, hands to the thighs, hips back, half lift, forward fold, and then float the arms out and up, palms touch, and hands come heart center. Yeah. All right, are we good to go on the left? Okay, top of the mat here, feet are hip width distance. It's going to be very similar. Take the arms up, inhale, exhale. Let's see those swan dives over the hip creases. Keep the spine long. Take a half lift and sit the hips down. Bring the hands down, step back with the left leg. You're hanging out in your lunge here, you're moving around, whatever feels good. And then coming into a nice strong plank. Okay, knees down, strong plank. Great, knees up, strong plank. Fine, all right. And a nice chaturanga here. Staying in control the whole time. That's the important thing. All right, so now we're going to work a little more on that locust. Hands by your side. Remember, we're gazing straight to the mat. Shoulders toward the ears, down the spine. The pinkies start to lift. The heart starts to lift. The head just follows. The legs lift. And release. All right, we're going to do that one more time, doing the legs as the front half of the body comes up. So just all one move. Woo! Float up. Good. And release. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead. Bend your knees. And let your legs move side to side. We do this to relax the spine because we just did some deep back bending. All right. Now, once again, find your way to downward facing dog, noticing the times when you're off balance and the times when you're in balance. Just notice. And we go from this 4-point balanced dog to a 3-point balanced dog. Lift the left leg, tap the left toes to the right ankle and up. Right ankle and up. Right ankle and up. One more, right ankle and up. Now take whatever big step works for you on this side and just continue your journey to your hands. Take a half lift, forward fold. We're going to stay here for a moment, envisioning the lower half of the body super, super heavy, the upper half of the body super, super light. Exhale, and then as you come up, just float the arms out and up. Remember, the upper half of the body, super light, palms touch, and hands come heart center. And we release. Whew. All right, so let's see how it feels to stand on 2 feet now, balancing at the center of wherever you are on your mat, just balancing. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to go ahead into Warrior 2, taking the legs wide, super wide, right toes to the right, left toes in at an angle. So one of the first places we want to balance is in the feet, okay? The balls of the feet are in good contact with the mat. Now let's balance those hips in case that left hip is jutting up. Balance the pelvis so it's like straight across. If it was a bowl, nothing is falling out of it. And now bend your right knee, keeping those hips in alignment. The right knee is over the right ankle. And because the balls of your feet are nice and grounded, the knee is going to track through the center of your foot, just like you want it to. Hips, what are these? Shoulders, not hips, over the hips, and arms exactly out to your side. Okay? And this is the balance of Warrior 2. Turn your gaze past your right fingertips and breathe. All right, we're going to turn all 10 toes forward, bring the hands to the heart. And then go ahead and take your hands to your hips, turn your left toes forward, right toes in at an angle, and let's work on that balance from the feet up. Okay, we've got the balls of the feet equally grounded, right? The big toe mound and the pinky toe mound. Okay, and we're going to bend that left knee. It's directly over the ankle, and it's also, the knee is going to track through the center of the foot because the ball of the foot is grounded. Shoulders over hips, arms extend, and we calmly gaze past the left fingertips. Now we're in Warrior 2. So part of the balance happens in our feet. Another part is happening from the downness of this, right? We're super grounded. We're also super lifted. So that's another part of the balance. And a final part of the, maybe final part of the balance happens in our minds as we just calmly breathe in Warrior 2. And now turn all 10 toes forward. Bring your hands to your heart. Okay, So you're feeling the balance on your feet now, right? Four corners of the feet. Let's see what happens with the hands to the heart as we fold forward from those hip creases. Start to notice, are your feet still balanced? Still balanced. We're coming halfway at the most. Less than halfway if that's you tonight. Just halfway at the most. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly come back up. Just notice what's going on in those feet as you move through this. What's going on in the hips? What's going on in the glutes? In other words, notice what's going on. All right, let's shake things out, wiggle around, release the legs. And now we're going to take the legs slightly wider than hip width distance, arms up, so we're in 5-pointed star, and we're going to go moonflower to 5-pointed star. And as we start to go again into moonflower, we'll take the right heel up and release, left heel up and release, both heels up, yes, and bring it up. So it's going to be right, left, double. Unless you don't want to do the double, then you do right, left, right, left. And the next time you have both heels lifted and your elbows to your waist, stay here. Then we're going to try and sit a little deeper, raise the heels a little higher. Sit a little deeper, raise the heels a little higher. And keeping the heels lifted, straighten the legs, reach up, reach up, reach up. Release and shake it out. Ooh, those legs need a little shaking now. All right. And then start to go ahead and move around, right? Start to figure out how everything's feeling for you, any kind of movements, if anything's stuck, or maybe you need another rag doll, or just whatever you need. Take a few moments to move around. Make sure that your body is happy. Start to identify what you might want with you as you come back down to earth in a minute. And then from your moving around, bring yourself back into mountain pose and see, just tap into how mountain pose is feeling for you. Let the breath start to smooth out and settle. All right, if you've identified anything that you want to have with you for, when we're down on the earth or final relaxation, make sure that's nearby. Sometimes our space cools off or our body's just going to start to cool off and you want something to cover you up. And then come to the top of your mat with the feet hip width distance apart. Find a nice strong mountain pose and breathe. We're going to float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, swan dive over straight legs from the hip creases, half lift. Bringing the hips down and find our way to downward facing dog. And of course, this could be a table right now if you're done with dog for the day. Either way, you're going to let your hips move. If you're in dog, the knees will probably move some too. And then come back to center and bring your knees down. Same time, they come to the mat at the same time. And sit off to the side. Find equal seating in your mountain pose. Okay, so you've got the sit bones, just like we did at the beginning. We've got the sit bones nice and even. The legs are long. The feet are flexed. Toes and knees are pointing toward the sky. Let's corkscrew the back. Inhale, float the arms up. And exhale, lengthen the spine as you bring your hands down. And take a couple of breaths here. All right, shake things out. We're going to take the left leg off to the left. So this is not Janu Sirsasana. In Janu, we would be keeping the left leg straight ahead. This is going to be a side tilt. So we've got the left leg out to the left. We've got the right foot to the left thigh. If this is too much of an angle for your knee, you can bring your right foot down to the calf instead, okay? Turn your left palm up, bring your right arm by your ear, and we're going to tilt the body over the left leg. So just adjust your position so you're tilting over your left leg. See how this is very different from Janu, right? Bring the right hand down now. It's right next to your hip, and we're going to tilt over to the right, but we're not tilting, we're not angling this time. We're tilting over to the right. Is that making sense? Let's take it back to the left. So we've got the left hand on the left leg, and this time we're angled over the left leg. And then we bring the right hand down, and we're tilting to the right. Yeah. If you can think of a better way for me to describe this, please let me know. All right, let's go one more time. Over to the left, angled over the left leg. And tilt over to the right. All right, let's release. Take those legs straight. Give them a little crazy shake. Take the right leg out to the right. Bring the left foot to or toward the right thigh. Okay? And here we go. Right hand is face up on the right leg. Left arm is by the ear. And this time we angle the body to the right, over the right leg. Bring the left hand down and tilt to the left. We're not leaning into this left hand. We never do, right? And take the right hand, angle over the right. Left hand down, tilt to the left. We don't need to lean on the left hand because your cores are all very strong. Let's go ahead, right hand down, angle. Left hand down, side tilt. And release. All right, take both legs straight, give them a crazy shake, bend your knees, and roll down. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and extend both arms and both legs. Draw the right knee in, Ardha Uttanasana. Extend the right leg, 2 arms, left knee in, Ardha Uttanasana again. Extend both legs, both arms, both knees in, Apanasana, wind removing pose here. And holding on, rock around the spine, side to side. Just whatever spinal release is feeling good to you here. And we're going to do a spinal clearing move. So go ahead and bring your left foot down. Take your right leg straight up. We're holding on behind the right hamstring, right? You might be holding on the side of the right leg. Either way, interlace your fingers if they're behind your hamstring and press your right leg into your hands. Maintain this position but gently release. Let everything soften up. And then press back into those hands. So it's a neuroproprioceptive stretch. How do you like that? And release. Okay, now go ahead and just let your knee bend and point and flex your right foot. Circle the ankle one direction and the other. And release. Let's extend, extend. Inhale. Exhale, draw your left knee in right knee is bent, we're going to take the left leg straight up, either wrap the hands around the hamstring with the fingers interlaced or hold on to the side. And while you're here, you might notice how strong these muscles are. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself for building those muscles so nice and strong, and then press your left leg into your hands. And maintain this position, but ease up, release a little bit. And then press back into your hands. And ease up. All right, go ahead and bend your left knee and point and flex your left foot. Circle the ankle, one direction and the other, and release the foot down. Okay, hands by your side. We're going to open the fingers wide, wiggle them in, open wide, wiggle in. Couple more times. And then rotate the wrists one direction and the other. And then just go ahead and let your head move side to side, checking in with the neck to see if it needs anything. And then as you bring it back, bring your head back to center, start to arrange yourself, wiggle around, realign as needed. Start to arrange yourself for your final relaxation. And find a position where you can be nice and comfortable and feel settled. As you inhale through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth, just release yourself onto the earth. Let the earth do all the work now, supporting you as you move into your final relaxation. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Allow your breath to deepen. Invite movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your next inhale, extend everything long. Exhaling, draw it all in. And find your way over to a side. As you come back up into a nice, easy seat. And turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit. Thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.